Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wingcat Sports and its Lions pregame, the final preseason game
Yes.
of the year. And you'll see who makes the team, who doesn't. There has been some injuries that apparently have happened this week that will not be any help to the Lions. And I think this is probably Hendon Hooker's last chance to prove himself as a backup. His last chance as a Lions backup, or else he's probably getting cut, or traded, or whatever.
I think it's pretty much written like that. Pretty much that he's out of here. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. Allen's played a little bit better. It's not like Allen's like something great.
No, I mean neither of them have been head over heels fantastic, but you know,
still on Carson Wentz. He hasn't been signed.
We'll see what ends up happening.
Okay.
Pascal seems to be hurt. He'll be back early September. Graham Glasgow got hurt. He is questionable. Hassenen has a pectoral injury, and he will be out for a while. You know, it just keeps on adding on and adding on and adding on. So we'll see what ends up happening. You know, as the regular season comes closer and closer. Luckily, you'll have a couple weeks to kind of get stuff settled down. But again, final preseason game for you to figure out who's making the roster, who's not, and who's going to be even higher on the depth chart than we thought.
It's all, like I said, this is just preseason. I think we've been done with it. You know, let's get the season started. Let's get something we can really talk about and evaluate, because this is what the problem is with good teams, is that you don't see any, you know what your lineup is. You know who's going to be a starter. There isn't a lot of positions that are up for grabs, if any, competition. You know, it's just basically we're looking at depth. We're looking at people that are going to be second, third string, and who can we, rely on. I think the most exciting stuff right now that is, the wide receivers, Tesla, Meeks. They've been really, playing well. And is Tim Patrick going to be on the team?
He'll be on the team.
I think so, but
he'll be on the team.
Saying that he might not be.
Well, they act like we only got 4 wide receiver spots open.
Well, I think, like I said, Tesla should be a 5th receiver.
You'll have Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Khalif Raymond, right? Tim Patrick. There's 4. You carry typically 6 wide receivers, so Tesla will be 5 or higher than that, and Patrick drops to 4. Right, and same thing with Khalif Raymond, all interchangeable, where you necessarily see them on the depth chart. And then who's going to be your 6th? That's usually how it goes. You usually carry about 5 to 6 wide receivers on your team.
Right.
So Tim Patrick will be on the team this year. You know,
I like him. I hope so.
Your question marks still rely with that offensive line with Graham Glasgow having an undisclosed injury. How is that going to play effect? Because that means Ratledge is probably going to move to center. And then you're going.
Goff is going to be creamed.
Which means who's going to fill in that spot? Is Dan Skipper going to come in? Is he going to play, an offensive line position more early on in the year, or are we going to see someone else step in? We will see what ends up happening.
Shows it can do it. I would be like, this is going to be a team that runs the ball 75% of the time, because you just can't. I mean, if Goff goes down, that's a season. That's gone. We don't have anybody. We don't have a good backup.
So when you look at the full on year, we'll do one more season breakdown. As time gets closer, we got 2 weeks, so probably in between the 2 weeks, we'll do a full season breakdown one last time before it starts. But again, it comes down to how quick are you going to get off to a good start, because you have 2 division games right away, and you don't really have a chance to breathe with the schedule you have. You're kind of stuck because division games aren't easy. Then you go to Baltimore.
Right.
You have a quick breather against Cleveland, but then you're going to play Cincinnati, Kansas City, Tampa, Minnesota, Washington, Philly. Maybe a breather with New York.
Wow. Yeah. I'm just looking at those first 2 games. If we come out of it 1-1, or 2-0, either or. But like you said, these 2 teams are gunning for us. I mean, they are just so.
You don't think Ben Johnson wants to come back to Detroit and blow us out?
in the worst way.
There's going to be trick
These two
play
teams-
after trick play
Yeah.
after trick play in that Chicago
And
game.
our sucky defense is going to give up about 40, 50.
It might. It honestly might. With the injuries that we had last year and that you're already back on track, we will see where we're at. It might not be a pretty year for us.
I don't. We'll
it
see.
might not be pretty. But we'll
I'm
see.
still saying 11 wins.
Well, you should. You could win. I will say
big.
you could technically still win 15.
It's all about health, though. If they go into tank, and like I said, if Jared Goff goes down, then you're done. Then
you could easily win 15 like you did last year. Do I think that's going to happen this time? No. I don't think you'll get close. I think you're going to hover around 10 to 12 wins.
Hard to win 15. I think everyone was pretty shocked last year that we.
I would honestly not be surprised if you go 9-8.
If they do that, that's pretty bad. I don't like that.
I would not be surprised.
In order for them to do that, they would have to lose Goff for a while.
Well, even with that, you have such a difficult schedule with no room to breathe that I don't see it.
We had a really difficult schedule last year. It's all about how these teams fall. You cannot predict who is going to be good and not before. You got to wait and see. The teams that you think are going to be tough may turn out to not be tough.
Maybe.
Teams like Chicago, teams like Green Bay, maybe they stink. Maybe they're not going to be competitive to us. We got to wait and see that. Minnesota, I'm not convinced that McCarthy's going to be that good.
Minnesota, I'm not worried about Minnesota.
No, I mean,
Green Bay,
like
Chicago.
I said, you look at our
I'm
division,
look at.
and I don't really. You got to prove it first. Prove it before you start talking. And I just don't think any of these teams are as good as us. Not on paper, at least. And if we can stay healthy, I think we should win 11 or 12 games.
And so this is going to be the push. We'll see how this last preseason game goes against the Texans. Let's hope Hendon Hooker or Kyle Allen fully give us the confidence of a backup role. Probably not. Let's hope. Let's see how our wide receiver games go. See if anyone can push themselves up on the depth chart. And defensive line. See if anyone can, on that other end, prove themselves worthy of a little bit more playing time.
Right.
As well.
This is still.
There's not a lot. There's not a lot that we need right now.
Defensive line is our weakness. Defensive line is where we're going to have issues. I'm not convinced until I see this kid out of Ohio State. If he's going to just step right in and be phenomenal, I just don't see that. I don't think he's going to be bad, but I think it's going to take him a while to show how good he is. And Reeder, I think, is overrated. I don't think he's dominant. Then you got Hutch, and you just got to hope the best. I mean, we don't have, Glenn this year or something. We have a new coordinator, so we got to see how these guys move. And I'm more worried about the defense than I am about the offense. The offense should be fine.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So it goes. We'll end it here, though. If you'd like to see, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see out of the Lions going into the regular season. Until next time, hope to see everybody soon.